We're going to start standing this morning so that we open out our breath and get a little bit of stretching in before we start the main routine. So come to standing in good standing posture. It's always good just to take a moment or so just to open out the breath, relax the body and focus the mind. So make sure you've got the same amount of weight on both your legs, not leaning slightly more on one than the other. But keep your knees soft. Have that sense of lengthening up through the inside of the leg, pelvis in neutral, no tension in the buttocks, but a gentle connection with the core, the lower abdominal and the pelvic floor. Nice long spine, really lengthen up through the front of the body, shoulders nice and open here, arms by your side but without creating any tension in your hands. Your neck lengthening away from your shoulders and just let your head be nice and soft, it's almost like it's balancing on top of your spine without any tension in your face. So to open up the breath, and remember we're focusing the breath into the base of the rib cage, so as we breathe in we don't feel our shoulders rising up to our ears. We're going to come onto our toes and really get a good stretch and really open out the body. So breathing in, nice deep in breath, and breathing out. Breathing in, try and bring your arms near to your ears so they're not too far out to the side. Lifting onto your toes and then circling around, but keeping that big toe grounded. Let's do a couple more in this direction. Stretch. It's a nice way to gently stretch the body and wake ourselves up a little bit. And again, another deep breath in and a good stretch. Keeping that balance through the feet. Let's do our arm circles in the opposite way. And so stretching the arms out to the side, stretching the fingers up to the ceiling, up onto the toes, and then controlled back down. When you bring your arms by your side, don't close in across the front of the shoulders. And a couple more in this way. As deep an in-breath as you can manage. Good, okay, it's just a really nice way of just opening out the breath and just getting a little bit of energy into the body. So from here we're going to start with our roll downs. And we're going to do the full roll down routine, which is why I asked how much energy you had this morning. So let's just do it at our own pace. So you don't have to do lots of press ups if you don't want to. So just be as gentle and relaxed as you can. Even though it's a strong routine, we can just keep as nicely relaxed as we can. So starting from standing, we're just going to do a straight roll down the first one. So breathe in to lengthen through your spine. And start your roll down from the top of the neck on your out breath, either doing the whole roll down on the one out breath or just breathing. Let your head be relaxed, let your arms be relaxed, they're just coming along for the ride. So just roll down as far as your back will allow. Keep straight behind the knees though, and get a good stretch there. Keep nice and grounded through your heels and lengthening your buttocks away from your heels. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Breathing in and really feeling the back of your rib cage expanding. Really opening up that breath, letting everything just stretch and release. One more breath here. And then starting your roll down on and out by scooping in your core. Keep the shoulders open and away from the ears. Work from the pelvis, restacking your spine, and then floating your neck and head up. So for the next three, we'll go into the plank with as many press-ups as you want, up to 10, no more than that, or just hold the plank, and then usual coming into long downward dog, etc. So breathe in to lengthen through your spine, and do your roll down. So at the bottom of each roll down, stay here for at least one in and out breath before you come into your plank. And get yourself into a good plank before you start the press up. So your shoulders should be over your wrists. Keep your tummy pulled in, keep your neck in line. And then do however many press ups you want to do, up to 10. I'm going to do 2 more. And then keep your hands where they are. Take your hips back, head to the mat, heels to the mat, stretching away from your wrists. 1 or 2 breaths here just to get that good stretch. And then walk your hands back to whatever level you want, coming onto your tiptoes and then doing your walking on the spot to stretch through the back of the calf, through the Achilles. So if you're very tight, you probably want to bring your hands a bit nearer to your body. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you keep more into a long downward dog. But come back onto your tiptoes each time. Keep your head between your arms. I'm going to do 1 more on the other side. You're keeping your hips level as well, so you're not hitching at the hip. Then come on to tiptoes with both feet. Then see how far you can get both heels to the mat before you walk your hands back to your feet. Hold on behind your leg and draw your body towards your legs. Keep the head hanging nice and relaxed. Then let your arms drop. Scoop in your core. Tuck your pelvis round and roll yourself up. So 2 more like that. You can change the number of press-ups you do if you start getting tired. So just do it, don't have to rush it. Rolling all the way down and hanging here for at least 1 breath, getting the back of the rib cage to expand. And then coming into your plank. Add however many press-ups you want to do. Just don't dip in the middle. Remember, it's just the arms bending and straightening. Two more for me. Into a long downward dog. Stretching, trying to get the head a bit nearer to the mat, the heels a bit nearer to the mat. Reaching away. And then I'm going to walk my hands back a little bit onto tiptoes and then do my calf stretches. So really easing that heel to the mat. Coming up so you straight behind the knees each time, so you stretch behind the knees each time, otherwise those muscles stay shortened. I'll do 1 more on each side. And then see how far I can get my heels to the mat. Again, lifting my hips up to the ceiling before I walk my hands back. And then flatten out my body towards my legs. Think of lengthening my buttocks away from the heels. And then relaxing the arms, keeping the head nice and relaxed. Shoulders away from the ears. And then restacking your spine all the way up to the top. Let's do 1 more like that. Nice deep breath into my back. Coming into my plank. Tummy in and press ups. 2 more. Into long downward dog. Stretching everything as much as I can. I'm not too tight on my calves, so I'm not going to bring my hands too near to my feet. But it makes it a little bit harder to get my heel to the mat, so don't hurry that stretch your heel down. And on this last one, I'm going to walk I'm going to walk my feet back to my hands rather than my hands back to my feet. And I'm going to do some extra hamstring stretches here now. So I'm going to bend my knees and get more of my hand on the mat than I could otherwise do. So keep the hands in that new position and then see how far you can straighten behind the knee. Make sure you're working the same through both legs, not favouring one leg more than the other. Do 4 or 5 of these little bends and stretches. And then roll yourself up, scooping in that core, of course. All the way back up. Good, so it's quite a strong way to start, but it's a really good way. It really gets that energy flowing. So from here, let's come onto the mat. So try and sit down without using your hands. Roll yourself back. And come into your relaxation position. We're going to go into the spine curl, so make sure you've got your feet flat, so you've got the same amount of weight all around the front of the foot and the heel, pelvis in neutral. We're going to start with our arms above our chest, palms facing each other. Shoulder blades stay in the mat though, so make sure you haven't drawn those shoulder blades away. And let's do a spine curl from here. So start with a really slow, purposeful pelvic curl before you curl the pelvis off the mat. So take a breath in from neutral. As you breathe out, pull in your core, get your pelvis curled around, massage that lower back into the mat before you lift the pelvis up and away from your shoulders. Get to the top and see if you can lengthen the pelvis away just a touch more. Stay here, take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, one vertebra at a time, keeping those knees hip width apart. Get that back, into the mat, the lower back. Not so easy on the first one if you've got quite a deep, curvy lower back. And back to neutral, take a breath in. Breathe out. Do a nice pelvic curl. Keep the toes connected to the mat. Lift the pelvis and lengthen it away, coming as far up as you can. Don't lift the ribs, just the pelvis. Now breathe and take your arms behind your head and then come down out of your spine curl. So make sure your spine is in the center. You're not rolling on one side more than the other. So when you get your pelvis onto the mat, you've landed right in the middle, back to neutral, then bring your arms back above your chest. Let's do 2 more like that, just to really open up that lower back. So as you proceed through, you find it easier to get that roll of the lower back into the mat as you loosen up that natural curve. When you're right up into your spine curl, take your arms behind your head. Don't let the shoulders come up to your ears though, just your arms go back. And then use all your abdominals and your core to roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Back to neutral and bring your arms back above your chest. Let's do 1 more like that. So when you are coming down, if you find you're missing out that last vertebra in your spine, you just can't get it into the mat, however far you lengthen your pelvis away, then don't take your arms so far behind your head, maybe just a touch behind. But if you are managing to get your lower back into the mat, then you can take your arms a bit further behind. Remember to keep your pelvis level, don't let one side dip. So you're stretching your arms above your head in one direction, and as you lengthen your spine back onto the mat, you're stretching it in the opposite. So you get a really good opening in the back. Okay, and then bring your arms all the way back by your side. So we're going to do a couple more spine curls now, but we're going to add an extra core challenge. Try and not use your arms, but have your arms by your side. So come into your spine curl just like you did before. Don't start to hurry it. One vertebra at a time, lengthening the pelvis up and away. So we're going to bring the leg up to the ceiling and lowering it 3 times, but keeping this pelvis level, so carefully it doesn't tilt one way or the other. So really use this lower transverse abdominal muscle. So on an out breath, bring your knee into a knee fold and point your foot up towards the ceiling. And then lower the leg. You can lower below the pelvis, but keep this hip lifted. And then up to the ceiling, lower and up, lower, keep the shoulders relaxed, and up, and then back into a knee fold and back onto the mat. Make sure the whole foot is on the mat, not just the heel. And then come into a knee fold on the other side. Point your foot up to the ceiling and lower and up, lower, up, lower, up, back into a knee fold and foot back on the mat. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, come out of your spine curl. Back to neutral. So we're going to try that. We're going to do that again, but we're going to do it with our arms above our chest. So you have to work a little bit harder from this lower transverse abdominal. If you don't want to have your arms above your chest, you don't have to. Keep your arms by your side. So come into your spine curl. Now, just do it nice and slowly. Keep the other foot grounded. If you feel you need to bring your heels a little bit nearer to your buttocks, then do so now. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, come into a knee fold. Point your foot up to the ceiling. And lower. And lift. Lower. And lift. Lower. And lift back into a knee fold, foot back on the mat. And then come into a knee fold on the other side. Point your foot up to the ceiling, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, back into knee fold, foot back on the mat. In breath and come out of your spine curl on your out breath. And then bring your arms back by your side. Well done, that was a nice challenge. Okay, so we're going to do our hundreds, but we're going to do an extra little challenge. So we won't do the weights today, so you focus on the arms. So normally when we come into your double knee fold and bring your legs together, so when we have our legs extended, we normally keep them in the same position. What we're going to do is, on an in-breath, we're going to raise our legs up, and on an out-breath, we lower them a touch. Remember, the pelvis does not move from neutral. So only lower your legs as far as you can maintain your neutral pelvis. So let's give it a go. We might even just do it in 2 lots of 50s. This is the first time we've done this. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, curl yourself up, lengthen your arms and extend your legs. Now breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 20. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 30. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 40. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 50. Still your arms, bend your knees in, curl yourself back down. So hopefully that was okay for you. So experiment with lowering your legs a little bit more, but keeping the pelvis back in neutral. So let's go back and do the next 50. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, curl yourself up, extend your arms and extend your legs. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 60. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 70. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 80. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 90. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 100. Bend your knees in and curl yourself back down. Well done. So next week we're going to do that in one session, and we might even do the weights. Okay, so stay in the double knee fold. We're going to do our double leg stretch. So keep the feet together, but bring the knees back in line with the shoulders. And we're going to stay curled up for this. We're going to do 6. So have your hands on your knees. So we're starting with our head on the mat, but after our first curl up, we're staying in that curl up position. We're going to curl up on the in-breath. So take a breath in first. As you breathe out, stabilize the pelvis, and then breathe in to curl yourself up. Breathe out, flex the feet, bring the arms above the head. Breathe in, circle your arms around, and then stay curled up. Breathe out, come back into a double knee fold. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, pointing the feet and come back. Breathing in, breathing out. Here, take your arms a little bit further behind you if you can stay curled up. Extra little curl up when you bring your arms back by your knees. Breathing in, breathing out. Flex the feet, arms behind. Breathing in, extra curl up. Reach those arms, point those feet, and then breathe out just back into a knee fold. 2 more. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, extra, really good curl up, and then breathe out. Now you can curl back down and bring your knees into your chest. Good. So let's do a couple of circles on our lower back while we get our breath. So keep the feet together, put your hands on your knees, and just give ourselves a nice little massage on that lower back. And then go in the opposite direction. And 1 more. And then hugging your knees in and coming out of your double knee fold, always using your core, always work from this lower transverse abdominal muscle. Okay, so we're going to do some leg circles now. So take your ball, your little mini ball, either your blue ball or your orange ball. And I'm going to put this ball underneath my left knee. And make sure, so my left leg is lengthened, but it stays in line with the left hip, and the ball is actually right under the knee, not under the calf, but under the knee. Pelvis staying in neutral for this. So this is a good hip opener, but it also works the transverse abdominal. So come into a knee fold. I'm bringing my right leg into a knee fold. I'm putting my hands on the inside, on the outside edge of the, inside of my hip bones, but the outside edge of my transverse abdominal. So point your foot up to the ceiling, your right foot if you've got the ball under your left leg. Then take the leg across you, down. As you take the leg away from you, keep that pelvis still, and then back up. So we're going to do 5 circles in each direction. So if you find that one hip is coming off, then make the circles a little bit smaller. You should feel this muscle really working hard. Pelvis does not shift. Last circle in this direction, so challenge yourself how far away from the body you can go. And then you're going to reverse. Down, across the body and up. Out, down, across the body and up. Out, away, across and up. 2 more. So try and keep the thighs relaxed. Just work from this core muscle. I can't remember if that was 4 or 5. I'll do 1 for luck. And up, and now hug my knee into my chest. Good. So if you haven't got a ball, you can just have your leg extended, but it is quite useful having something under the knee. So if you haven't got a ball, maybe try a cushion or something. It just helps you maintain neutral a little bit more, but it must be under the knee, not under the calf, not under the hamstring. So still keep your hands on the inside of your hip bones here on this lower abdomen. Then you can really feel it working, and you can tell that you're not shifting your hips. So come into a knee fold now with the other leg. Point your foot up to the ceiling. I always start by taking the leg across the body and then down, out and up. You can bend slightly at the knee. Remember, each side is different, so it might not be as easy or it might be easier. But as you take the leg away, don't let the hips move with you. 4, 5. You're just isolating that movement of the leg circling in the hip socket. Pulling in here, really working hard from this core muscle. 3, 4, and across and up. 5. Hug your knee into you. And then put your foot back on the mat. Bring the ball towards you. We're going to do our core challenge. So put the ball underneath your pelvis. You want to make sure that your lower back feels supported, but not right up into the arch part of your back. Sometimes your pelvis is a bit tilted when you first put it on the ball, so just tuck it round a little bit using not the buttocks, but this lower abdominal. And then either have both arms around your waist or one arm around your waist and come into a double knee fold. So we're going to do our single leg stretch legs for this. So you can take the legs, lengthen the legs high or low, depending on how stable you are feeling in your core. So breathing out to extend one leg, then breathe in, draw that leg back in. Then breathing out, breathing in. So work from that lower abdominal, breathing out and in. So lengthening from the top of the thigh, stretch that whole leg away from the pelvis. Use the core to draw the leg back in. You can start to go a little bit lower if you feel like you've got your core muscle woken up. If you start to lose your balance, stop, pull in that core muscle and continue. Do 2 more on each side, alternating each time. One more on each side. Good, and then come out of your double knee fold still, don't let the pelvis move with you. And then take the ball away, and then curl your spine back onto the mat. Excellent, let's come back to standing. So lengthen one leg, then the other, put your hands on your thighs, roll yourself up. Come to sitting, let's get a nice stretch over our legs while we're up here. And then breathing into your back here, stretching from your lower back. And then walk your hands back up your legs to sit tall. See if you can avoid using your arms as you come to standing. And we're going to do the arm weights. So we're going to do our usual 3 sets. I'll give you a chance to change weights, especially for the third set, if you feel that you don't want to do the heavy weights for the whole lot. So be nice and really stable in your standing posture. Still keep the buttocks switched off, but the pelvic muscles switched on. Try and keep soft in the knees. Shoulders relaxed and the face nice and soft. So let's go. So arms up in line. Remember to rotate from your upper arm as you bring the weight in. As you straighten your arms, rotate down. So the rotation isn't coming just from the wrist, it's coming from the upper arm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Arms out to the side. Rotate up as you bring the weights in, and then rotate down as you straighten your arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Into your collarbone, up to the ceiling and down to your shoulders. 3, 4. Remember to keep the shoulders down as the arms come up. 7, don't be leaning back. 8, 9, and 10. Arms by your side, up to your shoulders and down to the hips. You're not swaying your body in any way. Make sure you're not just holding on with your fingertips. 4, 5, and out to the side, shoulders down as the arms come up. You're working from your upper arm. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Second set. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Arms out to the side, up and in, straighten and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Into your collarbone, up to the ceiling and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms by your side, up to your shoulders and down to the hips. 3, 4, 5, and out to the side for 5. 3, 4, and 5. So for those of you who want to go to a slightly lighter weight, or maybe even the other way around, if you start with a light weight, you might do one set with a stronger weight, but let's all do a couple of shoulder rolls. Let's do the third set. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Out to the side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Into your collarbone, up to the ceiling and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms by your side. Last two lots of 5, 4, 5, and out to the side, shoulders down, work from those upper arms. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Put your weights down. We'll give ourselves a quick stretch just to stretch out those upper arms. So draw the arm across the body, keep the shoulder down, draw the shoulder back as you pull the arm across the opposite way, but from above the elbow. Don't pull the arm across from below the elbow. Still keep the pelvis in neutral, check, not slightly sticking out your bottom. Try and get that stretch focused on that upper arm and shoulder. And then let's do the triceps. So stretching out the back of the upper arm, getting the elbow up to the ceiling. So if you can't interlink your fingers, just push your elbow back, but without arching the back, so you're isolating just the arm. We're going to do our backward leg kick in a minute, so it's a good chance to stretch open this muscle before we start using it in a minute. And then release, and then let's do the other side. I have to bring this arm across a little bit higher than I would because of my microphone. And keep your arm low, keep your shoulder down. Draw the shoulder back and pull the arm across. I can still feel the stretch. And then the triceps on this side. So don't compromise the neck, keep the pelvis in neutral, so hips forward, tummy in, still standing nice and tall. And then release. So let's work our triceps now with a backward leg kick. So come back to sitting on your mat. Have your legs straight in front of you in line with the hips and the feet behind your lower back with your fingers pointing in towards your body, which feels counterintuitive at this stage, but it isn't when you come onto your wrists. So you can either have your hands flat, or if that's too uncomfortable on your wrists, you can have your fists clenched, but try and keep your arms straight. So we'll do just one kick on each side, keeping the pelvis lifted. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift. Stay here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift up one, lift up the other, and lower yourself down, keeping your arms as straight as you can. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift. Lift one leg, lift the other leg, and lower. Then come off your wrists. Doesn't matter whether they're hurting or not. Don't wait for them to hurt before you release them. And then let's do a couple more sets here. So take a breath in, breathe out, and lift. Lift one leg up, lift the other leg up, and lower. Breath in, breathe out, and lift. Lift one leg, lift the other, and lower. Come off your wrists. Couple of wrist circles each way, and clench your fists and flick your fingers. And then let's do one more set. Breath in here, arms as straight as you can manage, and lift. Lift one leg, lift the other leg, and lower. And then come off and do your wrist circles. So I haven't done too many of those this morning because we've done quite a lot with our wrists and our shoulders. So now we're going to work our back. We're going to do the flying eagle, and then we're going to do the cobra. So the flying eagle, take your ball. If you haven't got a ball, you can just get yourself a cushion. You're not going to get quite the same movement, but it's better than nothing. Have your legs just parallel behind you, hip width apart. Your arms long, so your elbows aren't on the mat. The elbows are straight, and nearly the whole of the hand beyond your ball. Keep the hand flat. At no point are you going to be moving at the wrist, and your head starts down between your arms. When you're lying on your front, make sure that your hip bones are gently connected into the mat, so you're not arching your back in any way. We're going to work from the muscles between the shoulder blades, okay? So that's where you're working. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, pull in your core, not your buttocks. press on the ball and lift your chest and your rib cage away from the mat, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Stay here, take a breath in. As you breathe out, so keep that lower rib cage lifted for as long as possible as you lower yourself back down. So you're not just collapsing down, you're keeping your body in one straight line and your head comes down last. We're going to do 5 more of those. Take a breath in. Breathe out, pull in your core, not your buttocks, and then using the muscles between the shoulder blades, lift the chest, then the bottom rib cage away from the mat. Stay here, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, keep your tummy scooped in, keep that rib cage lifted as you lower the front of your body back onto your mat, and your neck and head come down last. So you're drawing your shoulders blades back into your back. You should feel your back muscles working, but no discomfort in your lower back. So always lengthening your spine away from the lower back, never putting compression down in that direction. And lift away, shoulders away from the ears. Keep the tummy scooped in, keep the rib cage scooped in. Stay up for a full breath. That's when you feel the back of the arms also coming into it. So you're not deliberately drawing the ball towards you, pushing it away. That just happens because you're lifting and lowering. 2 more. Really pressing on the ball. And last one. Staying up for a full breath. And then lower, scooping in the tummy, scooping in the rib cage. And all the way down, and then take your arms off the ball. Well done. Get yourself set up for the Cobra. Just throw that away a bit. So now the legs are wider than the hips. Heels towards each other, toes away. Still keep those hip bones at the front on the mat. And then have your arms by your side. You don't want them too close to you, or you're all closed in across the front of the shoulders. So be nice and open across the front of the shoulders. When you've got your forehead on the mat, your thumb is roughly in line with your temple and your eye, which is the top part of your spine. So this time we're getting flexibility in our spine as well as using the same muscles between our shoulder blades. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, and imagine you've got that marble and you want to roll the marble off your mat and you come into a little curve with your neck. Now use the muscles from the base of the neck, working down between the base to the tips of the shoulder blades. And then if you need to transfer weight into your hand, you're not pushing off from the hand, you're just transferring weight. Stay up here for a full in-breath. Lengthening your spine away from the lower back, the hip bone staying on the mat, and then scoop your tummy in as you come down. Get your elbows onto the mat or the floor as soon as you can. You start using the muscles between your shoulder blades, and you're coming down in reverse. The neck and the head come down last. So try not to clench your buttocks, just use your core. So think about coming up one vertebra at a time here. We're not lifting sections of the spine together. Don't force anything. If the back's on you, says you doesn't want to go any further, don't force it. Stay here, lengthening up through the front of your body, all the way from the pubic bone up the front of your spine, front of your neck, and coming back down, scooping in the core, shoulders staying away from the ears. Lengthening your spine from the front, from the base, all the way up to the top. So just continue at your own pace. We're going to do about 4 more of these, nice and slowly. Using the muscles between the shoulder blades. So not only are we gaining strength in those muscles, but we're getting flexibility in our spine in the opposite way to a roll down. If you have any discomfort in your lower back, have more of a sense of lengthening away from the pelvis, and maybe don't come up so far, but definitely as you start to transfer weight into your hand, you're not pushing off with your hand, you're just transferring the weight. So you're still, the main focus is the muscles between your shoulder blades. And my hip bones are staying on the mat. I'm lengthening away from those hip bones, scooping in my tummy as I come back down, lengthening my spine from the front, from the base, all the way up to the top. I'm going to do one more. If your back's had enough, then you can come into the rest position. Lengthening down, never hurrying it. And I'm going to push off into the rest position. So knees wide, feet together, head onto the mat, and have your arms straight above your head, and then you get that nice stretch in your upper arm, in your upper back, stretching all those places we've been working this morning. Focusing your breath into the back of your rib cage here. So really feel the back of your rib cage expanding as you breathe in, stretching those muscles that run either side of your spine. Just keep everything relaxed. Keep your arms reaching above your head. One more here. And then scooping in your core. Don't push off with your arms. Just use your core. Stay sitting on your heels as long as your knees allow. And restack your spine to sit nice and tall. So one exercise we haven't done recently is our rollovers. So let's have a go at those. So remember, you don't need your head cushion. You mustn't have your head cushion. If you've got a hair clip in, it's probably best to take that out because it's rather uncomfortable. And we're going to do, ideally we're going to do 6 of these. But if you find you can't do the full 6, and whatever you do, don't start using momentum because you'll just hurt your back. So once you get to your limit, then finish off with some roll-ups and roll-backs. So all of us, let's roll ourselves back. So come, for those of you who want to do the full one with your legs straight, then remember that when you lift your legs up, you're not arching the back, so you have to work really strongly from here. Just for those of you who want to start in a more gentle way, come into a double knee fold, cross your ankles and have your knees bent in as much as possible. So don't have your ankles up here, have them drop down. Everyone had their arm behind their head, so you're not tempted to use your arms, or if you want the ultimate arm position, it's above your head, above your chest. And then draw the knees in and bring the legs over. So notice how close my knees are to my body still. And then I'm keeping them close in as I lengthen back down. Make sure that when you've got your back of your pelvis down, you don't take the knees any further, so keep the knees close in. Or you can have your feet up, heels up to the ceiling, lift those heels up to the ceiling, come on over, and then roll yourself back down. So for those that are doing the legs down to the floor, keep the legs together, don't arch the back. So either have your arms behind your head, or if you want to challenge yourself, the arms above your chest. Now don't create momentum here, just smoothly lift your heels to the ceiling and over your body you go. Your feet only touch the floor if you've lengthened through your back and your legs enough. You're not coming onto your neck. And use all your abdominals to lower your spine back down. So let's do 3 more, whatever level you want. And if you don't do any more roll overs, then go into your roll ups. Using your abdominals all the time. And as I start to lengthen through my legs and through my back, now my toes are touching the floor, but I'm not forcing that. And 2 more. Stay up here for an in-breath. If you can reach your arms above your head and hold on to your feet, flexing your feet and reaching your back towards the wall away from you, you get a really nice stretch. In fact, if you try this against a wall, you can push your feet against the wall. And then as you come down, come back to your normal arm position. And I'll do 1 more. Lowering my legs down to the floor. And then coming back into the relaxation position. Well done, everybody. So we're going to finish with rolling like a ball. So first of all, let's come to sitting. Lengthen your legs away, hands on your thighs, and roll yourself up. And so come to sitting on your sit bones. So again, we're not going back onto our neck in any way. So you have to control that. So bring your feet near to you. Use your core to bring your feet off. Have your feet together and your knees in line with your shoulders. And hold on to the front of your lower leg here. So you're trying to maintain the distance between the knee and the shoulder. So it's obviously a little easier if you keep sort of bringing the two together. But just in your own time, just be aware of just keeping this distance here as you come up and trying not to use momentum. So I always imagine I've got this ball bearing that as I roll back, it's rolling up to my neck. As I roll back up, it's rolling back down to the base of my spine. So you're trying to use your tummy as much as you can. So breathe in to come back, breathe out to come up. And you want to come to sitting without your feet touching the mat. So let's just do a few of these in your own time. I can't see what you're doing at home, so it's up to you. But whatever you do, don't go onto your neck and use your abdominals as much as you can. Breathing in and out. So you're getting a nice little massage to the back as well. In, out. Don't come up so fast that you land your feet. So you're using your abdominals, try not to use your shoulders. And let's do a couple more. It's always so much easier when you haven't got to talk at the same time. And sitting tall, and then you can let your feet down. Okay, well done. Come to sitting on your sit bones with your legs straight out. We've got time to do one nice little stretch here. So I'm going to bend my right foot on the inside of my left leg, sitting nice and tall and walking my hands down over my left leg. And I'm lowering and lengthening from my lower back. So don't let the shoulders come to your ears. Just lengthen your body over your leg. Keeping straight behind the knee of the straight leg. And now walk your hands back up your legs to sit tall. So I'm going to now put my left hand on my right knee, and I'm rotating through the rib cage to look over my right shoulder with my right hand behind my lower back, not too far away. I want you to sit as tall as you can, getting a nice stretch here, breathing in, and then coming back to the center. Let's do the other side. So straightening the legs, my right leg is now in line with the right hip, bending my left leg, getting back onto my sit bones. Sitting tall and walking my hands down over my right leg, keeping my left knee relaxed out to the side and stretching over my right leg, stretching from the lower back, pulling on wherever you can reach your leg, keeping straight behind the right knee, breathing into your back here, and then walk your hands back up your legs. Now I'm putting my right hand on my left knee, rotate through the waist and the rib cage, put my left hand behind my lower back, looking over my left shoulder, keep the shoulders away from the ear, sitting tall, breathe in here. And then come back to the center. Straighten your legs and give them a little shake. Good, well I hope that's woken you all up, given you a good